Hello everyone, my name is Alise A Préjéan of KnowThyselfAndHeal.com, and today is October 15th, and I wanted to do a brief video about Mars and Gemini square Neptune and Pisces, because this transit we're having of Mars square Neptune, this is a first quarter square. We'll talk about that, but we're having this transit really all of October and November, and then December 3rd, Neptune's going to go direct. And a first quarter square, first of all, a square in general is a 90-degree angle between 2 points or two planets. So this 90-degree angle tends to show up internally, particularly in the first quarter square. We can feel internal tension. The square really, the thing I like about squares is that they actually build energy. They can feel frustrating in the sense that we can feel the energy building. We can feel that tension. We can feel what we can translate into as frustration, irritation, because we feel this energy building. And one of the things that I find helpful, and that I know I'm working with in my life, is really looking at when we experience squares, we can feel that tension, we can feel the energy building. But what's so lovely about that is that we can translate that into energy, where it's energy that can be applied if we're really paying attention and really noticing where our instincts are in responding to that tension. So with Mars especially, this can be anger, frustration, irritation, because Mars likes to move. So being that we have Mars squaring Neptune, this can be noticing what our instincts are as a response to the tension we may be feeling. And when we're talking about Neptune, especially Neptune in its own sign Pisces, this can be very sensitive psychically. Like, we can feel energetics. We're very sensitive to the energetics or what's going on psychically, right? So Mars squaring Neptune, Neptune and Pisces, it can also be that we're aware of so much information, because Neptune and Pisces, I always think of the ocean of consciousness. So it's like we're in the middle of the ocean and the bottom of the ocean, where all kinds of different things exist, all different possibilities, and anything and everything in existence is contained within this ocean of consciousness, right? And so we can be really sensitive to that. And what's wonderful is we can actually recognize where we can embody any of it. We have the capacity to embody anything. And so in order to embody it, though, we have to be aware of it, right? And this is Neptune and Pisces, and we can see that as divine, really. But with Mars squaring that sensitivity that we are experiencing, as I said, Mars is our yang energy. It's where we like to move energy. So if we're feeling the tension, what are we doing with it, right? And one of the things I was thinking about that I thought might be helpful to bring up, because it was helpful for me to contemplate in watching how I respond to different sensitivities in my own consciousness, is, what is the action that I take? Because this is the thing, we always have an option of utilizing the energy in a positive way, a productive way, or utilizing the energy in a negative way or debilitating way, a non-productive way, or a way in which, it's not really what we're wanting to produce. So those options are always there at all times. And so really, it's about using whatever energies we sense to actually move it into the direction we desire to experience, right? So many of us, I think, have been conditioned to use frustration, irritation, anger in a way that is translated in our synapses in our brain, right, as something that's inherently negative. But it isn't inherently negative. In my understanding of everything I've studied in astrology, it really isn't inherently negative. It's really about what we do with the energy. And it's all energy at the end of the day. It's all just energy. So what do we want to do with it? This really points to we are co-creators. And what a blessing it is that we are co-creators. And so with all of these aspects, whether they're challenging or they're what's called easy aspects, it's all just energy. And how do we want to apply it? Mars is all about the application of energy. So with Mars, one of the things that we can really, or what I'm finding is to be helpful, is where do we want to pivot? Because Mars is about pivoting in new directions. So if we're feeling anger, frustration, irritation, if we can notice our instincts and then also notice, okay, how do I want to pivot? How do I want to use this energy to pivot? If I'm experiencing frustration, anger, irritation, this is my cue to pivot in a new direction, to move the energy toward something new, to initiate new. Mars is really about initiating the new. So Mars in this first quarter square to Neptune, with a first quarter square, this can be new anyway because it's a first quarter square. And so understand that this is new territory for us and have compassion for yourself. This is a Neptunian understanding, is compassion and recognizing that, okay, maybe I instinctually moved in a direction I didn't want to, or utilize the energy in a negative way, or what I would consider negative. Okay, now I can see that. And no, I'm going to be given another opportunity and another opportunity and another opportunity. Always, infinitely. We're always given opportunities to get to our next level of harnessing our own empowerment. And Mars is really about harnessing our empowerment and noticing our instincts, and how Mars is also not only the ruler of Aries, it's the ruler of Scorpio. So it's always acting on behalf of unconscious programming. It's always acting on behalf of where it is in the past we've experienced our power, and where we may have learned or been conditioned to leak power. And Mars is wonderful in the sense that we can notice, where is it we're leaking our power? Where is it that we use the energy in a way that isn't productive for the result we're desiring to get with the application of our energy? Another thing that I've been thinking about is how really we always want to be looking at the nodes of the moon, and all the planetary energies are actually really at any given moment assisting us to navigate the best possible scenarios of evolving or expanding our consciousness in regards to the nodes of the moon. So how we're utilizing our emotional energy and the signs that they're in. So we know the nodes of the moon are in Taurus and Scorpio. North node is Taurus, south node is Scorpio. So where Mars is really important because it is the planetary guide or ruler of the south node of the moon at the moment in Scorpio. So with the north node of the moon being in Taurus, this is really all about utilizing the senses of the body to inform us in ways in which we desire to empower ourselves in our own evolutionary path. So are there areas, especially with Mars in a first quarter square to Neptune in Pisces, are there areas that we're noticing where when we feel that tension, we utilize the energy to actually numb the senses? And remember, the senses are helping us to inform us, to utilize the senses of the body, or what we experience is our body consciousness. We utilize those senses to inform us and, in this case, pivot in new directions. So we all know this day and age, we have so many different ways that we can really, check out and unwind when we feel stress, irritation, anger, tension, right? I mean, we know there's so many different ways. I mean, this Neptune and Pisces. Neptune and Pisces is not only the archetypal energies related to God, goddess, source consciousness, the divine, whatever name you desire to call that, however you relate to that energy, but the ultimate creator could be another one, right? This is, Neptune and Pisces is all about that. And what we see as divine and the embodiment of the divine in our own very unique version of the expression of God and the divine, right? So with Mars in a first quarter square to Neptune, the thing is that Neptune in Pisces can also be the places where we just want to feel good. It's natural for us to desire to move in the directions that make us feel good and to move away from what is painful. And so that is a natural, essential need. And it's absolutely important in regards to our own needs. We know that we thrive when we feel good. That's our natural state of being. So it is natural for us to desire to pivot towards that which feels good. And we may have many different ways that we feel good. And there may be many different ways that we can choose to actually feel good by numbing the senses, right? So this could be like checking out by watching movies all the time, checking out with substances, checking out with overdoing meditation, overdoing sleep, overdoing of anything where we're not really maintaining balance with being able to utilize the senses as a way to get the information we need to pivot. So with Mars in a first quarter square to Neptune and Pisces, this can be exposing to us where it is that we check out of taking responsibility for ourselves or taking responsibilities in certain situations because of our need to feel good and to feel joy, to feel pleasure. North node of the moon in Taurus is all about feeling good, feeling pleasure. It is important that we do so, but it is also something we just want to be taking note of if we're habitually doing things that are actually really evading taking action in ways that are actually going to be productive for getting us to where we desire to go in a way that is taking responsibility and creating new parameters for ourselves, new ways of being and emanating or implementing specific boundaries and parameters that are going to naturally funnel our consciousness in areas in a way that create a solid foundation to that which we desire to live on a day-to-day basis, and that which supports our vitality. So it is something to be aware of. I know for myself, I've been noticing those things, noticing times that, oh, I could have been more productive or more positive in a specific situation. What was that? Where was that really coming from? Because remember too, like, things are always coming from the internal dimension. It's always coming from the inside world. So everything we see and everything we attract out there is really there to support us to get to our next level, even when it doesn't look like it. Even when we perceive it as negative, it is an opportunity to respond in a new way to get to the next level. And so I know for myself, I've been noticing those areas and questioning, okay, what was going on for me internally? Because that was an opportunity to rewire the unconscious mind and rewire maybe potentially beliefs about myself. Jupiter has been in Aries, it's been retrograding, and it's going to retrograde back into Pisces on October 29th, and then October 30th, Mars is going to go retrograde. So that's really interesting. So we can be really throwing off beliefs and belief systems that are really not ours, that really do not resonate with us. We can be noticing beliefs that we've taken on from others in our lives that, again, it doesn't work for us. It doesn't serve our personal path. It's not that there's anything inherently wrong with any belief. It's just a matter of, is it really resonant with you? Is it really something that fuels you to be your best self and supports you to be your best self? Because that is who we're here to be in as much as we can. We're all absolutely in a learning process. We're all absolutely opening more and more to our own flowering of our best selves at any given moment, right? And our beliefs really support that. They create reference points for us. And sometimes we can actually take on beliefs that maybe served us at one time, but are not serving us now. Or that maybe we felt pressure to take on certain beliefs. Maybe we felt guilty if we didn't hold that belief. But, it really didn't serve what we were personally experiencing. So, the North Node of the Moon's in Taurus. This is about trusting yourself, trusting your own path. There's many paths as there are people. So honoring yourself, honoring what really, really is resonant for you. This is Taurus. And this is how you can bring your unique, very unique piece of the puzzle to the rest of humanity. And that is needed. So the more that we can be in alignment with our truest selves by honoring what we personally believe, what really truly supports us and truly supporting ourselves, this is actually going to help us and assist us to really be able to be seen by those that would benefit from being a part of their lives, in really to attracting those that would be of benefit to our own evolutionary growth as well. So the North Node of the Moon in Taurus is all about that. It's about really honoring self-trust, knowing that that trust is actually at all times navigating you to your best life. So being in alignment with this is the most important thing you can do for yourself. We can throw out beliefs that don't resonate with us anymore, knowing that those beliefs were also a part of our path, that were helpful at one time, and that actually we recognize may not be supporting us now because we found new beliefs that support us now. And that, old beliefs were part of the path to that and to where we are now. So this Jupiter going back into Pisces can be really helpful in actually letting go of beliefs that are no longer resonant with our personal path, our personal evolutionary journey, our personal empowerment. And then we know Mars will go, Jupiter will go direct back into Aries and eventually go into Taurus, which will be exciting as well. So I hope this is helpful, and I will see you in the next video. If you have any thoughts, insights, or questions, I'd love to hear. It always makes the conversation more rich. And if you find this video helpful, please do like it or share it. Or if you found yourself here as your first time, welcome to my channel. And if you feel inclined, I'd be happy to have you as a subscriber. And I'll see you in the next video.